I'm on assignment. I am in Banff National Park and I'm at Castle Mountain, the Castle Mountain internment camp. In 1914, the Canadian government thought it would be a good idea to round up mostly Ukrainian immigrant farmers on the prairies and bring them to an internment camp where World War I was starting and hold them prisoner for 4 or 5 years. Of course, it was kind of a disaster. Prisoners were badly abused and they were sent into the bush here in Banff National Park to essentially help build Banff, build a highway, build work in the rock quarry for the Banff Springs Hotel, to build the golf course, basically free labor for the Canadian government and for the national parks. So I'm working on a little story that shows where this internment camp was. It was basically here. It was out in the bush in the middle of nowhere. And our winters have been a lot more mild lately. I can't imagine what it was like back in the early 1900s, where winters were a lot more severe, tons of snow, very cold, and just horrible conditions to live in. So I'm working on a magazine assignment and I'm going to take you along with me, and I am photographing basically where the camp was. There's nothing left of the camp anymore, but showing the woods here and the trees of this is exactly where the prisoners would have been. And I'm going to photograph a statue and a couple other things. And I'm going to photograph everything on black and white. I'm shooting on T-Max 400 ISO film and my Chamonix 4x5 camera, of course. And I'm going to shoot everything on large format on 4x5. It is, you know, kind of a heavy place. It is a history a lot of Canadians don't even know about. And I kind of want to show, you know, the solemn nature of this place and the quietness, and maybe if I can get an idea of just how rugged and rough this place was. So anyway, that's what I'm doing out here. I'm going to go to a bunch of different places here. Going to go into the Banff town site itself and do some photography. But winter is on its last dying days here, and that's what I'm doing. And we'll see what I can make on this trip. I'm going to photograph the statue here. The statue is simply called Y. And I'm going to photograph it with a slightly wide angle lens, my 120, because the statue is quite light in color and the surrounding forest is quite dark. And I'm hoping I'm gonna expose for the statue that's lighter, and I hope the forest goes really dark around it. And I want this kind of statue popping out of this dark forest. So for metering on this statue's pretty much gray. I'm gonna do a spot meter reading off this statue, and I'm exposing my film at exactly 400 ISO, T-Max 400. Let's go up. I want a bit of a shallow depth of field. I only want f8. So I'm getting 1/25 of a second at f8. If I shoot this picture at that exposure, that statue is gonna be perfectly gray. But I'm actually gonna underexpose it. I'm gonna move the exposure. I am going to take this picture at 2/50th at f8 and make those grays go darker. And as a result, the forest around it is gonna go darker as well. So that statue will really stand out. Let's see if this works. Well, hopefully that works. A couple looking for grizzly bears. A little too early for the grizzly bears to be this low, I think. I hope. You probably saw I have bear spray. I still have bear spray just in case. But I'm on the highway and I think it's a little too early for the grizzly bears to be this low. I did a photograph there of looking down the highway, all the trees cut out. A lot of the prisoners in the internment camp worked on these highways and cutting out the trees and building all this stuff. So it was an important picture to show. Ah, fuck. I didn't move the aperture like I was supposed to. Shit. Gonna have to try to shoot that again. I'll still develop it, make a note of what it was. Damn it. Move the aperture. Cock the shutter. Right side of the film. Okay, hopefully that one's gonna work out. Okay, I have 4 shots left for this. I'm gonna try to shoot 10 photos today because that's what I can develop. See how that works. I want just a little gust of wind. See if I could get that Canadian flag going, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And we're expected to have a big storm, so the winds are coming in. Big storm tomorrow, but I'm not getting anything right now. I'm sure this place looks a lot different today than when it did back then, but you could see all the great stonework that was put into this place. We'll see. So this is the Grand Banff Springs Hotel, and a lot of the rock that was used to build this hotel was smashed up and made by hand by the Ukrainian prisoners in the camp. So that's why I want to get a photograph of what it looks like now. I discovered this story exploring my own heritage. It's important to document these stories so that they do not happen again. No doubt Banff is beautiful, but I will always look at it just a little different.